Friends, we are gathered here to celebrate the life of Bertha Taylor. Death has brought us to this place, but hope, joy, and remembrance will take us from this place. We gathered here to remember Bertha, to offer support to this family, and to recognize the frailty of life. We're now at the place of reflections from those of you who would like to share some words how you remember Bertha. And we ask that you don't preach a sermon, but we thank you for your reflections.
Good afternoon. Blessings to everybody. My name is Cynthia Williams. I was Bertha's sister. I call her Bert. And she often referred to me as Dean. Bert and I didn't have the typical sister relationship because we weren't introduced to each other until about 25 years ago. I didn't know I had an older sister. But I was determined to make our relationship not half sisters, but sisters. So we would talk occasionally, and we went from being strangers to friends to sisters. And I soon learned that with Bert, you had to pack your patience, because she wasn't in a hurry for nothing. Bert ate slow, she talked slow, and she walked slow. And in developing the relationship, whenever she called me and say, well, let's do this or let's do that, I say, okay, we can do that. Bert once called me and said, I want to take a road trip. I'm like, okay, where we going? Silence. Where we going, Bert? Someplace in North Carolina. Okay, that narrows it down. Where in North Carolina? I can't remember the name of it. Okay, how we gonna go, Bert, if you don't remember where we going? It started with an H. I'm like, okay, so I'm on my phone. She said, is it Henderson? I said, you mean Hendersonville? She said, yeah, that's it. They got some nice little shopping there. I'm like, okay, 2-hour trip to North Carolina, that's not bad. We go, and Hendersonville is a quaint little small town. Nothing there. They got a lot of mom and pop shops. And we did some shopping. It came time to eat lunch. Bert couldn't make up her mind where she wanted to go to eat lunch. We went to one Irish pub. Bert didn't like the way it smelled in there, so we went someplace else. It took us about 3 restaurants before we finally decided to sit down and eat lunch. And then it was on our way back. And it was little things like that that brought us closer together. And the one memory I do have of Bert, we were having a particularly rough year in 2008. We lost our brother, our oldest niece, and my brother's 2 sons, all within a span of about 8 months. And we needed a relief. So a friend of mine was going on a cruise. Her family was planning a family reunion cruise. It was about 30 of them. And I talked to my sisters, and I said, why don't we go on the cruise because we need this. We need to get away. We need this break. And they all agreed. So me, Bert, my sister Bev, and a couple more people. I think Margie was on that trip. We went on this bus ride to Florida to get on this cruise. And the day before we left to come back, I guess they had a little party on the Lido deck for everybody, free drinks, and everybody was just having a good time. I guess Bert didn't want to get left out of the reindeer game, so what does she do? She jumps in the pool, fully clothed, shoes and all, and didn't think nothing else about it. I'm like, okay, well, if that's what you want to do. But the next day, as we were leaving, we're waiting on the bus. Everybody's on the bus but Bert. The very same shoes Bert jumped in the pool with, she couldn't find the next day. Bert, what you doing? Can't find my shoes. I said, well, they're probably at the bottom of the pool, Bert. And to this day, I don't think she ever found those shoes. But we needed that. We laughed, we enjoyed ourselves. I think it was 6 of us in this group of about 30 people. They're all strangers except for a couple of people in the family that I knew. But we had a really, really good time, and we needed that release. And Bert, like I said, you just had to pack your patience when you was with her, because she didn't do nothing in a hurry. And I will forever love her, and she will forever be my sister. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Beverly, and I'm the sister. One day, Bert used to come and visit me at my house and my kids. She had loved my girls, but she was stern. She was stern on me. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this. And we would sit in the kitchen, and I had a raggedy dinette set, and she almost fell out of it. And she said, no, somebody will get a case up in here. You need a furniture set. So about 2 weeks later, her and Cynthia got me a nice kitchen dinette set. And she would come over and she would visit and we would talk and everything. And ever since she told me, she's like, somebody gonna kill themselves out of this. And she got the dinette set. And I still have it right today. And that's my sister, that's Bert.
Earlier this morning, I asked my wife, Vanetta, I said, what are some memories you have of Bertha? And not knowing, I touched a tender spot. And she broke down crying. And then she said, Bertha was a special cousin. She was one that I looked up to. Bertha was my hip cousin, that she introduced her to music, Sly and the Family Stone, and how they would sing, and Bertha also introduced her to the latest fashion and trends and kept the family up on the latest trends of what's going on. And then she recalled a time when she was at Bertha's house and Bertha washed her hair and picked it out, dried it, picked it out, and she had this big, fluffy afro. Well, when her mom, Sarah, came and saw that hair, full of hair, that big afro, Sarah told her, "You're not going home with me with that kind of hairstyle. You can stay here with Bertha." But those are fond memories that she remembered of Bertha, and because of that establishment, during Bertha's time of need and decline of health, Vanetta made it her intention to reach out, to be there, to walk with Cheryl during Bertha's health challenges. And she remembered Bertha more so on the front end. And at the end of life, she remembered that Bertha was one that was full of life. And so we thank God for that memory. Anyone else care to share? Come.
Good afternoon. As I looked out and I saw Bertha's sisters, Cynthia and Beverly, I could see the resemblance. This is the Bertha we remember. You had the same features from high school. My name is Tommy Martin McMillan, and I'm one of Bertha's classmates, class of '66 at Booker T. Washington. Some of our classmates are in the back. If you all would stand, we've got Pat Kaufman Coulter, Claudia Nelson, and Claudia, what's your last name? That's right, Drea, Claudia Nelson Drea, and her sister, and just so glad that they came. We had to come and say something and you know, give our best to the family. Bertha was on the band with us, and I remember her playing the saxophone, and I remember we went to the Cherry Blossom Festival together, and she was just such a lovely person, you know, just a peacemaker. And it's hard for me to stand here and say these things because, you know, like I say, when I look at Cynthia and Beverly, you all look so much like we remember her in high school. And she was just a wonderful person. Everybody loved her. And she's going to be missed. She's really going to be missed. So pray the family will have comfort and peace and just know that she was loved.
Friends, as we gather here to honor the memory of Bertha Taylor, we've heard the reflections that were given Those reflections serve as a source of comfort and joy, because in order to process this thing called death, we are reminded of the fact that death is life's final common denominator, because dying is something we all will do one day. Regardless of any kind of attachments we may possess, be it our creed, religion, color, occupation, economic and educational status, the truth is we all will die one day. And death comes not on schedule, but death comes when we expect it, and in most cases, when we don't expect it. But when death comes, it has a way of creating unexpected family reunions. When death comes, it turns our cell phone contacts into obituary columns. And unfortunately, we live life as if life is certain and death is uncertain. But it's the other way around. Life is uncertain, but death is certain. Death takes and death leaves. Death leaves behind grief and, in some instances, regret and sorrow. Because of the unexpected tendencies of death, it demands of us to be intentional. Intentional about reaching out to those we hold dear, be it our relatives or our friends. We ought not put off what we can do today because tomorrow is not promised. It's not promised for any of us. And nothing hurts more than to not have the chance to reach out, call, or visit someone who has died before you could fulfill your desire to contact them. Death takes. But out of all the things that death does, there's one thing that death can't take, and that is the memories you have of your loved one. It is said that memories are a way to hold on. Memories are a way of holding on to those things you love, the things you are, and the things you never want to lose. Because we have memories of Bertha, we can hold on to her for the days ahead. You see, memories are a gift you carry with you forever. The comfort is that when a loved one becomes a memory, those memories become a treasure. Bertha now is our treasure. Death can't take that away. And although it's difficult today to see beyond the sorrow, the hurt, but may looking back in memory help comfort you for tomorrow. Bertha is now free. She's free from the cares and the concerns of this world. But she lives. She lives as a memory in our hearts. And so, hold fast to the memory of Bertha Taylor. The family would like to thank you for your support, for your words of comfort, for your calls, and for all that you've offered them during this time. And so, as we prepare to depart from this place, let us leave with Bertha in our heart. Let us leave with the joy and peace, knowing that she lives. She lives with each and every one of us.